first speedway in Kilburnie, Wellington in 1929 to today's more modern tracks. The modifieds first burst onto the scene in the 1960s. Today's Wing Warriors hit the track week in and week out, and this season will compete for the money and the glory in the Garage 16 Modified Super Series. So sit back, strap in as Garage 16 take you on the lead-up journey to these exciting events. This is the Modified Super Series lead-up shows. Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen, this is episode number 1 of the Garage 16 Modified Super Series. My name is Aaron, this is my co-host
Vince.
So, if you didn't know already, we are running in conjunction with the Wellington Family Speedway a 3-race Modified Super Series this season on the 2nd of November, the 23rd of November and the 11th of January. What have fans got in store, Vince?
Well, Aaron, the fans got a lot in store. We've got 15 of New Zealand's best modified drivers descending on Wellington Family Speedway for 3 nights of amazing action. Not only is there going to be great action on the track, but there's lots going on for spectators and fans in the lead up and on the nights, thanks to our awesome sponsors which are behind me and also on our website. We've got lots of giveaways and you're just going to love it.
Okay, so we thought long and hard about how to put this show together, whether or not a couple of absolute motorsport rank amateurs could even put together a motorsport show. So we thought about getting some experts and stuff in, but thought, nah.
What do they know?
We don't need them.
Nah.
Alright, I think we've got this covered. So we're going to run definitely more than one episode, so you'll just have to bear with us. But hopefully a few of you will learn a little bit along the way, and hopefully a few of us will teach us a little bit along the way. But if you do have any questions, please get in contact with us, send them into the show, and we'll try and get your questions answered. And if it can't be answered by us, we'll actually get some people that know what they're talking about to do it.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best idea.
Yeah, it is probably the best idea. So, on with the show. What do we got on tonight?
Well, our first part of the show is we're getting the man himself, the guy who came up with the very idea of this Modified Super Series. It is Jonas England from Havana Coffee 17W Modified.
Okay, so the second part of the show, which is going to be a regular part of the show, we're going to bring you as much technical information as we can on modifieds. We're going to have a bit of a tour around, gather that information, and bring it to you, the viewers. That part of the show is going to be called Tech Talk!
That's right, Aaron. But after that, we've got my favourite segment, which is taking you into the office of a modified driver. And we thought, what better way to do that than by getting an absolute rank amateur that's never been inside one, give him a quick lesson and see how he gets on and see if he survives. And no clues as to who that driver is. Yeah, it's this guy, Aaron.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Awesome.
Okay, so we'd like to welcome our very first guest, the very first show, the man that came up with this whole idea, Mr. Jonas England.
Hi guys, how are we?
Yeah,
Good.
How are you?
Not too bad.
We're good.
So, welcome to the very first episode, and I guess the very first question I got for you is, how did all this come about?
That's an idea I've had in my head for a while. Was not as big as this, but just really wanted to get something underway for the class at Timaroa, and something for the class in general. And we've kind of just run with it, and you've adapted and come on board and really got sucked in.
Well, I wouldn't say sucked in. We've really enjoyed following Speedway this season. We've followed quite a bit of Jonas's 18-19 season this year, and when he brought the idea to us, we thought it'd be a bloody heck of a lot of fun. Okay, so the next question I got for you, mate, is tell us a little bit about your history in Speedway.
My racing career started at the age of 12. Dad built me a mini stock, and we raced that till I was 16. Got into a stock car after that, which we campaigned for 5 odd years, and then got the opportunity to jump into a modified.
Sweet. So speaking about family, obviously Speedway is quite a family-orientated sport. You mentioned your dad racing, and you've got your wife's support and stuff. We also know that this isn't Formula One. There's not 700 people hanging around helping you do everything. So, but you do have a crew. Tell us a little bit about your crew and who they are.
Yeah, so my main sort of crew is would be Blakey. He's really a good supporter of myself and helps us keep everything ticking along. Old man helps out a lot as well, and then pretty much that's us.
So Speedway can be quite a expensive sport to run. So, and yourself, you're a working guy during the day, and you've got a young family too. It must be bit of a juggling act with the old finances. How do you manage to get your car on the track each week?
A relatively understanding wife, really understanding wife actually. That helps, but mainly all of my sponsors. They're the real ones that keep us on the track. Guys like yourselves, and without them, we wouldn't be out on the track at all.
So this season was the first season this year with your own engine in the car, and it was a reasonably successful season as well.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your highlights for this season.
So our highlights would have been the first main one for us that we finally got ticked off was the Wellington Champs. Something we've been sort of gunning for a while, and to win it in a runoff with Jacko from Stratford was really cool. We went to Harrisville, did the Winged Thunder up there, and we got second up there, which is pretty cool. First time at the event to get second up there, and second at the North Islands as well, which was held at Wellington. Kind of gave it away to Luke Brown in the 1NZ car. Did a little bit of a half spin in one corner, but that's the way it goes sometimes.
But he gave it away. I think he would have something else to say about that. he took it fair and square.
Yeah.
We'll ask him later, I think.
Yeah. We will be having a chat to Luke later. We'll clear all that up. But no, it was a very successful season. But like all speedway seasons, there's the ups and the downs. We know we followed Jonas to the New Zealand Champs, and you had a little bit of an issue with a steering box there, and then again in Rotorua a few weeks later, I believe, same sort of thing happened. So I guess it's like a lot of sports. It's one of those things, you know. You're not the All Blacks. You know, not winning every single game or every single week. You got your highs and your lows, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's just something that sort of comes with the sport. There's no way you can really work around it. I mean, you can prep something all you want, and something can just let go twice within a couple of weeks, but you just deal with it and carry on. Aim higher for the next year.
So there's 14 other drivers and yourself in the series. You know who they are. What do you reckon the racing's going to be like? Is it going to be one person out in front the whole time, or is it going to be pretty consistently battling for first place?
I'd like to say everyone would be battling with me for first place. May not always go that way, but the range of drivers we have in the series is really for sure a good range, good mix. We've got a lot of guys that could take the series out.
Okay, so for more information on the full field of 15 drivers that we have for this series, just check out the website www.modifiedsuperseries.com. There's profiles and write-ups about all of them, so get in and check it out. Pick your favourite driver for the series. Support them all the way through. If you can make it to the track, even better. So thanks very much, Jonas, for coming along, doing this first episode for us. As we said, this is the man that came up with the idea for this whole series. We're going to see a lot more of Jonas throughout the season, and we wish you all the best in terms of being a competitor for the series. And we'll certainly be picking your brains moving forward. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Cheers. Moving on to the next part of the show, it's time to get on with Tech Talk!
That's right, Aaron. What's today's topic?
Today's topic for Tech Talk is going to be engines, the thing that powers these beasts around the track.
They're quite important, aren't they?
Yeah, so we dragged Jonas back in, asked him a little bit about his engines, plus we also got out there and we had the opportunity to go and have a look at a real engine shop, Lama Engineering.
Yeah, it's one of the premier engineering shops in the Wellington region, and we had a great look around. Mark showed us around and had a few words to tell us, and we found it really insightful.
Yeah, we did. We got to see all sorts of stuff, but we won't bang on about it. No. We'll just show you. Yeah. Watch the clip. Alright, so on the subject of modified engines, we've dragged Jonas back in, so just tell us a little bit about these beasts that sit inside your cars and make them move.
Generally, there's just a small block Chev or Ford V8, cast iron engine, block and heads. They run a single 4-barrel carburetor, mostly running on methanol, producing anywhere from sort of 580, 550 to upwards of sort of close to 700 horsepower.
So this is the first season having your own engine, but it's not something that you just go and get off the shelf, right? All of these engines are built from an engine builder, correct?
Yeah. I mean, there's the old guys that don't mind building them themselves, but definitely an engine shop is the way to go. there's a lot that could go wrong and can cost you a lot if it's not done correct. When they are done right, they can last a long time, and you can really get a lot out of them. So getting them built correctly from a good engine shop is definitely the way to go.
And everyone's heard the stories, shit, I blew an engine. And so what does shit, I blew an engine actually mean? Does that mean that the engine just goes in the rubbish, or does it get sent back to the engine builder for a repair, or it could just be anything? There's small blow-ups and big blow-ups and...
Yeah, there's small blow-ups and big blow-ups and everything in between. It could be anything from just a blown head gasket to a con rod hanging out the side of the block. So it all depends on how bad you do it and really how long you've left it between rebuilds.
Sweet. So assuming that an engine is built properly and all of that sort of stuff, really for you guys that are pedaling these cars around the track, it's about keeping things in check with your right foot, right? Like you've got to, it's managing that engine and not pushing it too far, but taking it to that limit where you're still giving it heaps, right?
Yeah, you've got to find the sweet spot, and definitely throttle control is one of the key things. Having it set up so it is really smooth on the throttle really helps for sure.
Sweet. And we've mentioned already that you've got your own engine built, so let's give your engine builder a little bit of a plug. Where did the Havana Coffee 17W Modified get their engine from for this season?
We approached Gavin from HPE in Christchurch. We've seen a couple of his engines and other modified cars, and they've really done well. Old Hayden Mackay was sort of at the top of the class when he sort of took a year off, and we thought that would be a perfect sort of place to start to get our engine built, and we're really impressed with the guys down there and the service that they provided with us. Built a top quality motor, and had really good contact with them all the way through. So yeah.
So you get these engines back from the engine builder, so obviously they build them and all that sort of stuff, but I assume that's not it. What sort of goes into maintaining the engine for yourself, either between race meetings and things like that? How much work goes into these things? Is it really just a care?
Yeah, it is just maintaining them really. Regular oil changes, checking spark plugs often, and making sure your fuel system's all up to scratch. We adjust the rockers and recheck the lash every couple of meetings as well, just to make sure that nothing's sort of gone astray there. Clean out the carburetor from between meetings.
Sweet. Well, I've got to ask, because in my world, a lashing is something that I got at school when I was being a naughty little shit. So, what is the lashing?
A valve lash is basically just the clearance between the valve and the rocker. Having too much will basically be a bit of a lag between valves opening, and being too tight can basically cause the valve to open at the wrong time and potentially hit a piston.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here, telling us a little bit about these engines, and we'll catch you a little bit further on in the series. Thanks very much, Jonas.
Yeah, thanks, Jonas. You can get out of my seat now. Yep.
Alrighty.
Cheers.
See you later. Easy, guys.
Thanks, mate.
Alright, cheers, mate. See ya.
Alright.
Okay, alright, on to the next bit. Garrett 16 got the opportunity to stop into one of New Zealand's premier motorsport engine builders, Llama Engineering. Thanks to Paul Hodson of the 4H Modified, also one of the drivers of the Modified Super Series, for setting up this visit.
So I guess on the branding side of things, it's a case of trying to come up with something where people will enjoy it and it's easy to remember, and it certainly gets that reaction where people will say, well, what's it about, so. Well, I started when I was about 15, 16, tinkering. Always been one. My older brother from I think I was 9 or 10 years old. He was drag racing back then. 100E van with a 1600 Ford in it. Him and a chap called Neville Agus, who now I think he's managing Gentilozzi Racing in America. And yeah, just the disease started then. I was very, very lucky to be guided by my father who was aircraft engineering as a trade to teach me all the areas that could be. At 29, I stepped out of Air New Zealand and set up my first full-time motorsport shop. Yeah, I've been in and out of it ever since. I've just never stopped building engines. I love airflow, I love the purity of the science. There's a lot of discipline involved, which is what I was lucky enough to be taught with Air New Zealand. And yeah, it's just gone from there. I think there's somewhere in excess of 30 engines out there running this year. The modifieds are an interesting class, and I think that there's a lot of engine builders who've explored them for a long time. I still maintain personally, as I do with most of it, that in Speedway especially, a huge amount of it is the skill of the drivers and setup of the car. More than engine builders have a duty of care to provide a performance package that meets the needs, and the first need has to be reliability. And having achieved that, the performance, I think there would be so many motors that are so close to each other these days, to be truthful with you. And I would never try and sell what we do purely on performance. We're up there, we always have been and we always will be. We tend to try and stay right at the pointy end, and we see evidence of that when we get drivers that can really do it. You know, they don't seem to have too much difficulty achieving the results. But, you know, especially with Speedway, I think that a lot of engine builders owe it to be a little bit more honest with the marketplace, and that a huge amount of it is the talent of our drivers and their setup ability. You know, it really is. And but as I said, our job is to come up with these combinations that are reliable and consistent, and understanding what each driver wants too. Some drivers like to run engines, especially in modifieds. Some like to run them up on the RPM and down on the torque curve. And so you've got to listen to the needs of that customer and make sure that your head cam engine combination works for your driver.
Okay, so that is the end of our very first Tech Talk. We hope you learned something about modified engines. We've got a whole heap more topics to talk about. Please feel free to send us in your questions. If there's something that you want to know about a modified, we're more than happy to ask the question. Okay, what you got to remember with this is it's not just about the Speedway, it's not just about the drivers, it's also about the fans.
And what the fans have got in store is going to be great, thanks to our sponsors, which are behind me. And you can also visit our website, check out the sponsors page to see who's behind the great experiences. We also have all of the prizes and giveaways that we're releasing a little bit by little bit, so you'll be able to see what awesome stuff is up for grabs.
Okay, so we're moving on to the very final part of our show.
And this is actually the part I've been looking forward to the most. As you'll know, Aaron, we put a complete rank amateur into a modified car, gave him a little bit of instruction, sent him out on the track to see how he'd get on, and it did not disappoint. And you won't guess who that driver is. Well, you probably will. Sitting right here is Aaron.
Yep, so I was the one that drew the short straw for that, but as jovial as Vince makes it sound, I can assure you that we didn't just shoot into someone's garage and grab their modified, shoot down the Speedway, cut the gates open and go and have a whip around the track.
We used a key.
We did use a key because we had the Speedway person there that let us in. We also had Speedway New Zealand official there, we had paramedics and fireys, and I was actually taught how to drive the modified by an actual modified driver. Mm-hmm. And one thing that I must point out that they definitely put a restriction on me for was that I wasn't allowed to go too fast around the track just for safety reasons.
Yeah, because that's definitely why you're going so slow.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Let's stick with that one.
It had nothing to do with talent, it was all down to safety. Safety is a big thing these days,
yes,
and we've got to make sure we're very, very safe.
Yes, we definitely didn't get up to a speed that could be considered dangerous.
Okay, look, just roll the tape.
Yeah.
Are you nervous?
Huh?
Are you nervous?
No.
You've never been on it though? Ever? Message for your wife?
I don't know if we'll be able to get in the bloody thing.
So do you want to like wear a tuxedo, or have you been buried in that?
Huh? Nah, bury me at this. It's my last stand.
Cool.
Can't see your feet when you're driving, so you have to know what they're doing.
Feet is all good.
You got enough room in there? Just. Where do you put your legs?
Again, till you can't bring a little bit more.
It's like getting dressed for prom. Big corset.
Where do you think you're going? Huh? Where do you think you're going?
Nowhere.
Dead right. Okay, I'll go through a couple of things first.
Yep.
Master key
Yep.
on. That one, that's the magneto. That's
Yep.
the ignition. Basically, that's got to be on. That one's got to be on.
Yep.
And then start.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's on. That's got to be on run.
Yep. And then to turn it off, this is the first one you want to do.
Okay.
So just hold it in.
Okay. So which way?
Push it in.
That way?
Yep. Push. Man up. Yep.
Oh, jeez.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool. Alright, now if you have to, that's in gear now.
Yep.
Okay? And then lift it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So same for putting it in gear. If you, we'll try it.
Yep.
Starting it in neutral and then run it up, and
Yep.
then you've basically got to reach over. So push the clutch in.
Yep.
And push it down.
Yep.
And then we'll.
And then
rock
slowly
it to
let the
get in
clutch
gear.
out.
And
A
then-
little bit of herbs.
Yeah,
and-
yeah, because it's either on or off. So you
pretty-
may stall it a couple of times. But don't get worried. And we'll run it up. If you do need to, anything happens, the fuel tap, put your hand down this, can you see the other side there? That's the fuel tap. Basically,
Yeah.
facing towards you is off, facing forward is on.
Oh, that one there.
Okay? Yep.
Yep. Facing forward is on. Facing to me is off. Okay.
Yep. So front of the car's on, towards you is off.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Okay. So it's nice and smooth application
yeah.
on the accelerator.
Yeah.
If I'm not happy with anything, I'll just stop.
Yep, definitely. Just, like I said, just if you're not happy with anything, just pull over anywhere and just stall the
Yep.
mag first. If anything.
That's on. That's it.
So it's all off at the moment.
Yep.
Go straight. Yep.
brother? Not as nervous now? No. Now when someone asks you if you've ever driven a modified, you can say yes.
Yes.
Spun heaps of laps, mate.
My concern was always whether or not that was going to be too much fun.
Yeah, we talked about that on Wednesday. Whether Cradley was going to get a hiding tonight.
Nah. I got too many projects and I enjoy being married.
This is this part. Yeah. That's half dignified.
It was actually. Yeah. Thanks guys, that was bloody amazing. Okay, so that was a little bit of a combination of being slightly embarrassing, combination of fear and absolute excitement and exhilaration. That is one of the most fun things I've ever had the opportunity to do.
And shout out to Huggies who make perfect adult diapers.
Well, thanks very much for that. I love taking crap on my driving from a guy who drives a Mitsubishi Colt as his daily driver.
Hey, it's very fuel economic and it's surprisingly peppy.
Lovely. Awesome. Well, viewers, that is the end of our very first episode of the Garage 16 Modified Super Series lead-up shows. We hope you have enjoyed the show. We hope you'll tune in for future episodes. I've been Aaron from Garage 16.
I've been Vince, also from Garage 16.
Alright, we'll see you for episode 2.
Thanks
Thanks very much.
Bye.
Bye.
See you.